parlé des dénonciateurs comme étant des dénonciateurs courageux. C'est pourtant contraire à la loi sur les secrets, etc., de révéler du renseignement. Pourquoi appuyez-vous leur démarche?
Mais c'est incroyable que les services de renseignement sont aussi inquiets, qu'ils sont prêts à faire ces genres de risques à leurs intérêts personnels afin d'exposer l'attaque contre nos démocraties que Justin Trudeau essaie de camoufler. C'est incroyable. Dans l'histoire de notre pays, on n'a jamais eu un service de renseignement aussi préoccupé avec un premier ministre et sa collaboration avec un pouvoir étranger qui sont prêts à publier ces genres d'informations. Évidemment, ça fait des années où ces services ont essayé d'avertir le premier ministre, mais il n'a rien fait. En fait, il a encouragé l'ingérence étrangère parce que c'était dans son intérêt et l'intérêt de son parti. Donc, évidemment, la priorité devrait d'arrêter et empêcher l'ingérence étrangère, mais la priorité de Justin Trudeau, c'est de persécuter les gens qui exposent cette ingérence. Ça montre encore que la priorité de Justin Trudeau, c'est de protéger ses propres intérêts politiques.
Inquiry for secrets.
I should just say that in English. It is actually incredible that we have this uprising at our intelligence body. This has never happened before. They must be very worried about how the Prime Minister is working against the interests of his own country and his own people. They've been warning him for years about this. And what has he done? He's covered it up, even encouraged it to continue. And so they are so concerned about how the Prime Minister is acting against Canada's interests and in favor of a foreign dictatorship's interests that they are actually releasing this information publicly. And what is Trudeau's priority? Not to stop the foreign interference. No, that's not the problem for him. The problem is the whistleblowers. But he's against a real investigation into the foreign interference we know happened, but in favor of a tough police investigation into the whistleblowers who are exposing it. This is the Trudeau's approach. This is exactly what he did, but it's exactly what he did with Jody Wilson-Raybould. She spoke out against him helping a Liberal company get off criminal charges. He didn't go after the corruption. He went after the whistleblower. Same with Mark Norman. He spoke up, a respected admiral spoke up against Liberal corruption in the issuance of multi-billion-dollar contracts. And did he go after the corruption? No, he went after the whistleblower. He always stands up for the corruption, against the whistleblower, and in this case, against Canada's interests.
How do you have a public take part in any of these reviews? I'm thinking about the Intelligence Committee. Is your party going to take part in any of this?
We're not going to remove ourselves from any of these reviews, but we're going to continue to demand an independent and open public investigation.
Until that inquiry is called, are you saying that there is nobody that can act as a special rapporteur that will meet your
well, we'll see, but we know the last few times, you know, he picked a Liberal staffer to oversee the Emergencies Act review. He picked, if I could, well, of course he could pick someone independent, but he won't. He'll pick another Liberal establishment insider, a real Ottawa insider with some gray hair, who looks like a reasonable fellow, but we all know that it will be someone tied to him, tied to the Liberals, here to protect the Liberal establishment, just like the former head of the Trudeau Foundation that received money from Beijing, whom he named to oversee the report on Chinese interference.
Have you ordered a review of your nomination processes in the Conservative Party? Have you ordered a review of your own nomination processes in the Conservative Party as a result of all these revelations?
We've told told the party that we need to stand up against any form of foreign interference, and if anyone brings it to my attention, I will root it out. And furthermore, I would encourage CSIS to tell leaders of all political parties if there is any attempt by any foreign government to interfere or infiltrate their nominations or their election campaigns. And if I ever see evidence that there has been, I will act aggressively to put an end to it immediately, which is exactly the opposite of what Justin Trudeau did when his top campaign officials were briefed about evidence of interference by Beijing in one of their nominations.